We are in a banking crisis.
Bank collapsed in Chicago.
Gold and silver falling sharply from their record highs.
When you see one cockroach, there are probably more.
Nothing goes up forever.
Liquidations left and right.
And cue the fire, the truth you've all been waiting for. And the answer is yes, you were correct. This was a planned event, also known as an engineered event, also known as a pump and dump. I have to hand it to JP Morgan Chase. 15 trillion in 24 hours, and it's gone. It's all gone. One of the largest liquidation events. You thought crypto was big. Chase, you won. You guys pulled off a 10 sigma event. Doesn't exist. It can't exist. Well, that is unless you have 5.25 septillion years on your hand. It's also like flipping a coin and you're like, okay, you gotta beat 77 heads in a row. If the banks want to come after me for libel and slander, take your shot. I have enough evidence against you guys to sink the Titanic. If you do your due diligence on that one, yes, you will see a correlation between JP Morgan Chase, the Titanic, and precious metals. Also, I'm seeing a lot of this after being subscribed and watching almost every day for 5 years. I learned I was unsubscribed today. All that I would ask, you don't have to subscribe. Just check and see if you've been unsubscribed. Thank you very much. Because every day I come here saying things that, let's just say, the powers that be don't like. And then I tell you, you know, what I'm seeing here, it isn't natural. This clearly looks like a pump and dump, and you're like, no, you don't understand. I'm like, I come here to try to protect you from 40% drop. Well, then it's a time for me to buy. I'm going to say, hold off a second. You have a bearish engulfing pattern, which Market Watch says, don't buy the dip in gold miner stock. I say, well, Jamie Dimon did. I can't say exactly it's Jamie Dimon, but it's the bank he's associated with, which is different than the last name he used to be associated with. That's not his original name. Also, if my name was found 279 times in the Epstein documents, I'd probably change it for a third time. But I will say, you guys called it on the dot. That short play you took out and you bought the physical back at 78? That, again, is just amazing. How do you guys do it? I'd like to learn. What you guys need to understand is learning the charts, okay, because the charts predict the future, they predict the news. They also predict things when I'm like, this looks like a pump and dump. I know what you're thinking, Bravo, you can't have a pump and dump when it's a $40 trillion market cap. It just happened. And what they do is they bring you in, and then you get FOMO, and they bring you in, and then you kind of let the FOMO take off, and then you dump on their faces. So 15 trillion gets liquidated. Also, we got to go into where does money go? As long as I don't chase squirrels on this episode, I will tell you. Highly doubt it, though. Forbes, the media's not telling you the truth. Shocker. You want to know what happened. You don't want to listen to these guys. It's Trump's fault. Trump Fed pick sets off the worst day for gold, silver since 1980s. It's Trump's fault again. So just to put this into perspective so you can see it, global annual mine supply, 800 million. That's for a year, the entire Earth. And you just witnessed in 24 hours, 1.98 billion, also known as 2.3x entire annual production. For those of you that want to put in the comments section, because I know you're mad, a lot of you guys lost money buying the top. When I see charts like that, I am not buying nor selling. I just come bearing warning because I don't know at what point rug pull. Although you can see like this natural, like, oh, it's starting to run out of steam. They're like, it's pull the rug. And in Jamie Dimon's defense, which probably won't get me any likes, he told you. JP Morgan's forecast, silver's historic rise and fall. He said you're looking at a 50% drop. So I would say he's not too far off, even if there is a media source that wants to go after this, right? Don't hold your breath. I mean, what's JP Morgan Chase? Agrees to pay another 920 million. Oh, they're doing the exact same thing. All of you tinfoil hat people are you're stacking, but not just that. See, they're smart enough. Short it. And then buy this stuff at the bottom. See? That's what I'm telling you to do. Just FYI, they are the biggest holders of silver in the world. You want to know someone else who's a very gigantic holder? Tether now holds more gold than most central banks. Well, except for the banks that just failed. I mean, how can you not fail? With this amount of money either moving, disappearing, or value disappearing. Goodbye, First Independence Bank, Detroit, Michigan, and it's gone. I don't think that will be the only bank that is going to be completely liquidated. I just saw this post, just got off the phone, gold and silver crash. He confirmed at least one bank insolvent, not just underwater, completely liquidated. And goes on to say, this situation is 100 times deeper than anyone could imagine. I'm going to imagine it. If people just understood the charts, this would not happen, Tom Lee. You guys are using leverage. You're using other people. Is he on a plane yet? I saw something on Polymarket. 80% chance Tom Lee is no longer in the United States. It's probably a spoof. I don't know, but it just kind of makes sense. Is it April yet? Tom Lee's Bitmine ETH portfolio. Now is down over 5.5 billion and dropping. And breaking news, just got another bank failure. We got a Chicago, Illinois. I also want to say thank you so much for all of the comments. I enjoy staying up sleepless nights responding. You told us, no one listened. You're so smart, bravo. Keep predicting what's going to happen next. Okay. One, you're going to get a bounce on silver and gold. Take the swing trade. How far? I don't know. On my indicators, they'll tell you. But after that, I think you could have more selling pressure. You have a bearish engulfing. I'll show you. Since I have Bitcoin up, since it was here, I was like, guys, we're done. Also, do not get caught up when I say Bitcoin and you get triggered. You can use these charts for everything. Gold, silver, look, it was the top. How do we know this is a top? Can't get above, can't get, that's 3. And one more push, no, can't get above you gotta always go higher. It's like a ladder. Any higher, no. I'm like, get out. And then you're saying, well, all these other channels are telling me to go all in. Not gonna get any lower. And then it goes here. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's a Head and Shoulders. Right about now, I know some of you guys are thinking, but you've been wrong before. You sold your silver. Yes, I did. I told you, yes, I sold 75%, took profit, used the profit to buy 2 Four Seasons, which I'm already up millions and I don't even have renters in yet. I also told you, if you're interested, you can email me. I'll give you information on it. But right now, I just want you to click screen. That's if it's a touch screen. This is liquid. Well, for the most part. Real estate, not so liquid. This, not so liquid. You know, some of you guys tried to take your bags and like, hey, coin shop, will you buy these? And they're like, no. I bet you those coin shops are glad that they didn't buy it. I'm also not telling you not to buy it. You need to own gold, silver, real estate, have rental properties, passive income. But anywho, yeah, this is now playing out. Everyone is setting up the chessboard, whether you like it or not. Ace is snapping up all the physical. They're snapping up physical. And at some point, the ones that own the gold make the rules. The golden rule. There will be moves that will be played, and I don't want you to be played. Also, when silver had that little gap, I said there's a 95% chance. Go back and watch it. I said we're going to come back and retest that. Oh, Bravo was right, 1 for 1. Came all the way down to $74. That is the smallest, thinnest wick I have ever seen. And then being the best trader that JP Morgan could be, snaps it up at 78. Not bad. It looks like we filled the gap. So if you would like to swing trade silver on the way up, you got to get above that blue line there. That would be on the confirmation. And Bitcoin, you're not at 84,000. Wait till futures opens. Actually just hit 75,000. I wonder if my order got filled. Everyone's like, it'll never get filled. Bitcoin will never drop below, right? That's the same thing I heard on silver. You'll never see silver under 100 again. I'm like, well, if the banks want it, they'll get it. Remember, JP Morgan has been stacking way before you have and manipulating. And it's not just them. 5 major banks were criminally charged for manipulating silver. They're all in on it. JP Morgan got hit. Scotty Bank, HSBC, Douchey Bank, Morgan Stanley, and the list probably goes on. Well, that is until they get put on the failed bank list, which that's growing. Hold on just a second. I'm going to head over to Coinbase. I know, terrible. Let me find my security key and see if it filled. But it looks like this. You put that in, you touch it, it goes, okay, you can have access now. I put it in my course. And lo and behold, it did not get filled. Needs to touch that line, 74 and some change. So now back to the bearish engulfing. It's actually not, because a bearish engulfing candle looks like that. What you're seeing is just total manipulation. This is where there is volume almost from top to bottom. There is fighting going on. And if I were the sun, or my hair was the sun, right? That one's not getting any sun. You're seeing here, this one's still above it. rug pull. For some reason, if you took out a contract up there, a put, oh, the amount of money you made. You just became a multi-millionaire with a couple $1,000. And if you want to learn how to do it, I have a course on it, step by step, with lots of videos. If my $1 million course, I'll teach you everything step by step, and it's not $1,000 today. Today it's $299, and you get my bear market course. You're welcome. Also running a deal on my options course, not $1,000 today, $199. If you want to learn how to trade futures, $199, not $1,000. That way, when I come here and I'm like, this is a what is it, friends? Engulfing candle, Mr. Bravo. Yes. What that means is you're going to have pullback for a long time, and you're going to swing trade up and make a shit ton of money. Then you don't have to worry about the news, because the news isn't going to tell you anything. Yes, it is, because of their revenue and their PE, their price per earnings. Yeah, okay. Explain all this that just happened. Well, it's Trump. Microsoft beat estimates. Stock plunges 11%. Why? I thought if you beat it, it's more gooder. How about Salesforce? Reported growth. Stock falls 5.6. ServiceNow beats earnings. Stock crashes 11%. SAP beats projections. Stock drops 16%. Entire software sector enters a bear market, down 22% since peak. And yes, when you have an engineered rug pull, a lot of people lose a lot of money. Now we need to explain money. I won't even start off with, well, money is dead. My silver holders will get upset at that. Do you want me to say silver is money, but we're in a debt-based system? But I don't need to argue with that. What you just witnessed is the value. And now you could say, well, in China, okay. Yes, correct. In China, it's still worth more. America, the value just tanked. If you hold the asset, you still hold the asset. Nothing changes. It's like your home. My house is worth $1 million. Okay. Perceived. Now try to sell it, or take your bricks of silver and go try to sell it. A lot of people will try to sell their house because it's worth $1 million, but you can't get $1 million. So you sell it for $500,000. Now in that area, everyone's like, oh, shoot. Now, did you just lose $500,000? No, but you had it was a locked in price that two people, a buyer and a seller. So someone gained and lost in that situation. And right now, if you were to sell your Bitcoin, if you bought it for 120,000, you just click the sell button. Yeah, you lost money. Now, if you were to take silver does not, you don't lose anything. It just moves hands. So if people say, oh my gosh, 15 trillion just went somewhere else. No. So in a debt-based system, you can create a bond, and then that actually goes away. The interest does not. That actually continues. So money is actually a tricky thing. Like, I have airline miles. It has a value. You use it, it's gone. Don't think that someone just walked off with $15 trillion. They didn't. Value went down, and then they bought real physical at the bottom. And they made money on the way down. I mean, it is a win-win situation. What I try to do on this channel, yes, you could take out a short on Bitcoin, make money. There are some assets I like to trade, some I like to hold, buy at specific levels, I sell at specific levels, I get yelled at. If for some reason you're like, Bravo, I can't find something to trade, I created a proprietary screener, and it gives you the setup for swing trades. It's the most pathetic, easiest thing ever. And I know it says 150 there. I'm slashing the price, $60 a month, but you need to learn how to trade first before you use this. When I tell you there is life-changing money to be made right now, it's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. These swing trades are insane. Learn how to change your life. Stop saying, oh, it's their fault, and it's a rug pull, and it's price manipulation, and they need to go to jail. Are you making money? Yes or no? Money solves problems. Money allows you to make dents in the universe and not come up with so many damn excuses. And with that, I love you. I'll see you tomorrow.